Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with DVD. This is going to be my Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap. And the name of this episode is The Perfect Storm. And baby, isn't it going to be the perfect storm? I'm talking about the mess, and the more mess. Mess on top of mess. Now, if I sit here, summer, winter, spring, summer, and fall, and autumn, say somebody was up inside her one more time. Just one more time. So Summer's mother, we get a closer introduction to Summer. And her mother was addicted to drugs. Shout out to Marie from Bell Collective. And she gave her to her grandmother. And Summer is feeling disconnected from the group and from her grandmother. Not because her grandmother didn't love her, but I think there I go with the psychology again. Well, okay, I'm majoring and I can't help it. I have to interject. And don't you love sometimes when you have a content creator that's really experienced in the topic that they're talking about? So I really feel like the disconnect is coming in because of Summer. It's not really her grandmother, because I'm pretty sure her grandmother poured her or show her all types of love. The thing about what happens sometimes when a grandparent adopts a child, because I know this personally, it still will always, especially when people adopt within the family, it's still always a disconnect between that parent and the birth parent. And it's not anything that the adoptive parent, being even a relative, can do about that disconnect. It's gonna be there. It's still a emotional detachment that occurs between the parent and the child, and the parent and the grandparent. Because in my particular situation, I think that the young lady couldn't understand why, even though adopted in the family, why she couldn't be raised by her mother. So that'll always loom over them. Now, the thing about adopting outside and being adopted by strangers is that those feelings and connects always grow. And while there may be some resentment towards the birth parent, sometimes you just don't even know who your birth parent is, and you may have to search for that birth parent. Some children never find that birth parent. So that connect to the adopted parent, it remains in place, and some of the questions don't get answered. So when those questions don't get answered, they have a different type of resolve than those parents or those children who are adopted within family. So sometimes it's a plus and sometimes it's not. And in Summer's case, I don't see it as a plus. She didn't even know who her father was. I mean, the father was a one-night stand. She was told one thing and then she found out it actually was another. So even though this episode is titled The Perfect Summer Storm because of the events that are going to happen later on with Summer, these couples, Amir and old girl, nope, can't do her at all. But Simon arrives, and Simon is his normal, vibrant, happy-go-lucky self. And then there's Bria. Okay. So when Noelle meets Simon, she's excited and she asks him how to say hello in German. And then Preston's boyfriend arrives, Donna. Oh, they're so cute, Preston and his boyfriend. Then we have Amir and Natalie. The way my head is hurting just talking about her and recapping her behavior. If there wasn't an experience with me watching this show that I didn't like, that's the experience. He has to brief her on the women on the show. Then he asks as if every woman in the house has wanted him at some point. Not one outside of Shanice. Because he's corny as uck, right? Then she pats him on the head and says, my handsome boy. My handsome boy? Ooh, Amir. That Lebanese culture over there has got you in a tailspin, my dear. Head in the sand. Not really used to black culture. You should know something, though. You should know that when a person of another race calls you a boy, lover or not, that's a no-no. So then he gives her the summer is touchy speech, and I already knew, because I could tell from the party at the house. Y'all don't know anything about summer. Touchy, feel it, touch it, bring it. See, always a song in the head. I told you several times she's very touchy. I don't like it. See, here's the thing. And I don't know a whole lot about interrelational relationships. But what I do know is that there has to be an evolvement from, I said evolvement from your partner. And oh girl, that one right there is not evolved enough to be into this interracial relationship, in my opinion. Because she doesn't know her little extreme microaggressions. And a lot of times they don't know the microaggression, but when they are evolved, they understand what a microaggression is. And they all up and through this. All up and through. And Summer said she was standoffish. Yes, she was, because she thinks everybody wants a mirror. Okay. So Phil and Bria have a conversation about Mariah coming, and Phil and Mariah are just cool like that. So it just so happens that Mariah is already in the car on the way with Phil, with Phil. And that's the thing. I mean, I'm just excuse me, because I'm about to say it quite a few times. It's all Amir's fault. So Amir admits that this is his first serious relationship. Can you tell? And then he says, because she's a boss. She's a badass bitch. I mean, I can't say that. I mean, she's a bad chick. She is not. She's typical. Very, very typical. So Preston is doing the cocktail party, and this event space is very, very beautiful. I think that when we do our recaps, we should just, inhale the essence of Martha's Vineyard, even though, they're filming at the tail end of the summer and everybody keeps pointing that out. I see nothing wrong with it, because I don't watch Summer House, and I love that. And even though, the word is the activity is not there, but what I see is, to me, it's like a calmer space going into autumn. Everything is changing back, and those changing seasons are my favorites. Spring and autumn, I love it, because spring, there's rebirth, and then autumn, things that are starting to change, and they started going back to sleep, if you will. So those are my favorite times of the year. So we learned that Jordan is going to be hosting a Freaknik type party, and that Noel, And she was so serious. And my dad was always up in there, talking about he was patrolled. He was patrolling all right. One of my cousins got pregnant there. Oh, my. No, L is going to save this show. I'm telling you. She is a mess. Jasmine said, well, there was a lot of us that were probably born in free niggas. Not I said the cat. I wish my mama would. Well, she's a renowned Christian now. My cousin that was born in free nigga. She don't talk about it. I bet she don't. Renowned Christian. Baby. The things I can say about that. And this is when Mariah and Phil arrives. And the group is like sort of surprised, but not really. And when I tell you that little striped getup that Mariah had on the foot on her, yes, tall and just lean, that girl got it going on. Do you hear me? Beautiful and just, I like the earthy type. I didn't see anything wrong with her moon rituals. Old judgmental religious folks out there in the audience. You know who I'm talking about. So, then Nick get his Arthur Ashe on. He's really looking like Arthur Ashe with the glasses, right? And he says, I'm world traveled. I was only in space once. I'm a yacht type of guy. I am a, golf type of guy. I am U.S. Open, Wimbledon. And he is, what he is. I'm passport. He's Southwest. So, we don't travel in the same circles. So he doesn't bother me. Unbothered Nick. Mariah makes all her amendments and she sent Amir a text message. And Amir is so unbothered. Not Amir. She asked me for an apology. Apology for what? I didn't tell you to shove the clothes in her chest. But comes to find out that Mariah's allergic to dogs. Go figure. Just like my baby's allergic to dogs. It is kind of a funny feeling when I know that she won't ever get the experience of what it's like to have a nice, cute little doggy as a pet. And I'm not talking about Milo. Ugh. I hate wiener dogs. That dog is hairy, a hairy wiener dog at that. Nothing cute about Milo. And he's her emotional support pet, and he's not emotionally supporting her. When I tell you Bria is an idiot, every time that little dog is in that room making a mess, and she talks to him like, somebody was in there with him and could have done it, and it wasn't him making the mess. That dog wearing her low. And still, no emotional support that I can see. And here's the problem right here. Summer is already drinking. Foreshadowing. So baby, Nick puts on those fake tattoos, and he come down looking like Pacaville, if you will, according to Noel. Is that Nick? Nick who? Oh, sexy Nick. Yeah. And Nick. Oh, so fine. Yeah. When Nick goes gangster. I kind of like nerdy Nick though. I like my dudes in between, I think. I like a nice strong chocolate mixture. The one that can go sort of like myself, a chameleon, if you will. I can go in and out of country and gangster and just all around social butterfly, if you will. So I'm not pigeonholed into being a snooty, uptight individual. And I can run in the same social circles as the hood chicks. Hood rat chick, hood. So I can get a ski, and then I can be upscale and put together like a good Not Ashley, definitely not Ashley Dublin. I almost said Ashley Dublin. I lost my mind. I meant a good Candace Dillon or a good the Brooke Ashley. Uptight, put together. No, nothing in between. I can go between the both though. Yeah, I can give you a good Jocelyn Hernandez every once in a while. No, 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 no. Stop right there. I went too far. Back to the show. Shanice, Desperado. And you can put out makes me wet. Then he said something to her, and then he said, "Oh yeah, yeah. Now I know. Same Nick." So they're turning up. It's time to get Freaknik popping, and what do we see? Upscale, uptight Natalie applying her makeup to Arlie. I'm too good. I'm too good to go down there. I'm Karen Huger. I'm too good to go down there with the low class Negroes while they're acting like they're at a freaknik. What a freaky neck? What is that? Oh my God. Now, once Jordy gives the MC Jordy, DJ, should I say DJ, Jordy Joy, gives the history of Freaknik created in 1983. I actually did not know the year. I actually thought it was in the early 90s though. Because, hey, like I said, I came in on the tail end of things when I was in school. I think my sophomore year was there last year. So I didn't get to participate. 1983. Let's see. I was 8 or 9. Yeah, I was like in the 3rd grade. So, ooh, I'm giving my age away. I'm not ashamed. That's one thing my mother instilled in me. She said these words, and it was very simple. I don't know why women are ashamed to tell their age, because it definitely beats the alternative. And you know what the alternative is. So, they're in the hot tub at this point, and Snooty Natalie is so glad that he's on her team. Now, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that she belittles him and she has his nuts in a vice grip. So she keeps mentioning how I am the boss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. He works for me. He works under me. I make $1 million. I make $1 million. I sell more than he does. I sell in $1 million. What he does in a month, I do in a day. So, and we don't like you. And by me, by we, I mean me. I don't like you. Now, I am all pro-woman, right? Super pro-woman. But this chick right here, when black men say they don't like to be emasculated by black women, do you like to be emasculated by others? Because she definitely is a poster child for a woman who emasculates a man. Like I said, she has his balls in a vice grip. Now it's game time. And Summer, she's getting worked up. She's already getting started, right? You can look at her and tell. And so they she's getting mad because they don't play the game the way she wants the game to be played. And and so they say, never have I ever sucked some schmeagle. And Noelle says, I haven't. And then they say, that means you have. Oh, yeah, I definitely have tasted some. Yeah. That Noelle, I tell you. More foreshadowing when we see constantly, we're seeing Summer, the camera's panning to her drinking. And, of course, the uptight couple, they decide to retire for the evening. And they go in, and who's on the couch asleep? And when I say asleep, knock the fuck out, Don. And they try to wake him and get him to go to bed. Before he does that, he's snoring really loud, and he exposes himself very in a very vulnerable way in Fox. But uptight Miss Millionaire hops in the bed in her fresh out of the hot tub bathing suit. Ugh, the cooties that's dried up on her. Yeah, those types are always that type, aren't they? Nope. All this couth, allegedly, and then they do things that's nasty, as my mom would say. Nasty. Nice, nasty. And so the perfect storm is brewing up, right? The perfect summer storm. She goes in, she's upset. Upset at everything. Everything is bothering her. She sees Alex and he's at the sink and he's just washing his hands at the sink. Now, I do that. You know, a lot of people think that every time you wash your hands, you're supposed to go to the bathroom. What the fuck? As long as I wash them. Some people don't do that. I'd rather see somebody washing their hands over the sink than somebody that don't wash them at all. And it really irritates me if I see somebody get in their car and eat a damn sausage biscuit after they touch a gas pump. Ugh, gas pumps are right up there with money with the germs and diseases. And Alex said all that magic he experienced with her, because she seemed like a little bit like him, you know, in the beginning, you know, kind of ethereal. And, you know, I think, now that I look back on things, Alex probably would have meshed better with Mariah. See, I'm a perfect matchmaker. I see it. But anyway, she's not pulled up anymore. She's running through the house, you know, wreaking havoc at this point. So finally, Summer goes upstairs to retire, but they're still having a little fun at 2:03 a.m. You know, me and my girls used to do that. I miss those days. Like if we went to a party and then, you know, we'd go to each other's room in the dorm and still hang out just for a minute to wind down and talk about all the numbers that we got at the club. To the club, to the club. Hey, I still know how to turn up 49. Doesn't mean you're dead. So, okay. Now, all the girls are telling her about herself. And, you know, Brill's like, you know, my heart was open. Now it's like this. And she's like, I said I was sorry. I mean, I don't remember. I was like drunk. And then, you know, they're like, okay, girl, you're getting worked up again. Let's calm it down. And then they start apologizing to her. And she hears them, you know, doing the meow thing. And that was just a little thing where they were joking around, you know, saying if somebody entered the room. And she's feeling left out because Noelle is new. And these are my friends. Bria and Shanice are my friends. How dare she come in here and be cool with them? That's because she's not uptight. And still upset. She is really, you know, kind of weaning herself off of weaning. That's the word I'm looking for. Weaning herself away from that whole getting into a relationship with Alex. You're stuck, baby. So that's a lot of your problem that I'm seeing. You're stuck in that whole, I let him inside of me era. And here's where Noelle gets on my nerve. Summer. I'm sorry. Let that fool go. Let that fool go. Don't jump in front of somebody that is clearly inebriated, up to the set, and erratic. They don't go together. Did I say drunk? Yeah, I did. Make your friends live your life. And she's like, what I do? I'm sorry. Still running them house. Let that heifer go. She in the house tearing the damn house up. That ain't your house, girl. Girl going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So as she's calming down, Noelle just won't let it go because Bria is calming her down, and she apologizes to Bria again. And there's Noelle back at the damn door. And the girl literally snaps. She starts pulling things, she starts throwing things, and she is raging at this point. So hopefully things turn out differently. That's the end of the episode. And it's to be continued. So there is no preview to let you know what the action is going forward. So we will see. And come on in. Like the video, like the show, watch my videos because I'm going to recommend the show. And like I said, the ratings are not where they need to be. And we need to support. Again, like the video, comment, subscribe. Let me know, do you agree with some of the things that I said? Let me know if you disagree with some of the things I said. All commentary is welcome over here. And as I do, when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.